All right, so you're thinking about going for a jewelry and watches shop manager interview.
Okay.
That's exciting. It's a pretty competitive field. So
Yeah.
we're going to dive deep into some insights from RoleCatcher to give you an edge.
Really good idea.
We've got a bunch of guides and sample questions they've put together.
Awesome.
We're going to break it all down for you.
Sounds good.
So think of this as like your cheat sheet for that interview.
I like it.
So before we get into like all the interview questions,
Okay.
let's just set the scene.
Okay.
You're in a shop surrounded by luxury watches and gorgeous jewelry.
Nice.
You're leading a team. You're hitting sales targets.
Uh-huh.
You're creating a really luxurious experience for every customer.
I love it. It's a pretty dynamic role.
It is.
You need business smarts, you need people skills,
Yeah.
and a genuine passion for this world of luxury.
For sure.
And the earning potential is pretty attractive, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
So let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI.
Okay.
This is where it gets interesting. Their AI digs into job descriptions and figures out the exact skills employers are looking for. So then you can use their tools to tailor your resume and even practice interview answers.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and then it's giving you feedback to make sure you're hitting all the right notes.
That's awesome.
It's like having a personal interview coach.
In your pocket.
Yeah, exactly. And it's customized
That's great.
to the specific job
It's a specific job.
you're applying for.
It's not just generic.
Exactly. So it's not generic advice. It's tailored
Yeah,
to that particular employer.
that's amazing.
All right, so are you ready to dive into some questions?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, let's start with one that's all about organization.
Okay.
How do you manage inventory and ensure the right products are in stock?
That's a good one.
Yeah, this question is all about your organizational skills and understanding of inventory management.
So it's not just what you would do,
Right,
it's showing them how you would do it.
right. Have a specific example ready, like a time you prevented a stockout, or streamline the ordering process.
Perfect.
And be ready for follow-up questions, too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They might ask you about specific inventory management systems you've used,
Okay.
or how you'd handle a sudden surge in demand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question. How do you motivate and manage staff to achieve sales targets?
Okay.
This is about more than just setting goals, right?
This is about leadership.
Yeah.
This is about creating a work environment
Right.
that makes people want to succeed.
So share a story
Yeah.
about a time you inspired your team to go above and beyond.
Love it.
And don't be afraid to get specific.
Right.
What were the challenges? What actions did you take?
Yeah.
What were the results?
The more detail, the better.
Yeah, exactly.
Helps
Example
me.
you.
Okay. This one can be a little tricky.
Okay.
How do you handle difficult customers or situations?
Oh, yeah, we've all had a few of those.
I think we've all had a few of those.
Yeah.
So this is about
Staying calm.
professional,
Huh?
turning a negative into a positive.
Exactly.
Because luxury retail is about providing that exceptional customer service.
Yeah, right. So have a story
Have a good story.
about a time you de-escalated a conflict with a customer.
Okay.
What strategies did you use?
Like active listening.
Active listening,
Yeah.
coming up with a creative solution,
Turning that frown upside down.
turning that frown upside down,
Yeah.
and be prepared to talk about what you learned
Yeah.
from the experience.
What did you learn?
Did it change your approach to customer service?
Mhm.
Did it help you develop new skills?
It probably did.
Yeah, okay. This next one's about your passion.
Okay.
How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and styles in jewelry and watches?
Oh, I love this one.
It's about showing you're genuinely interested in this world.
Absolutely.
Do you read industry magazines?
Yes.
Do you follow designers and brands on social media?
Uh-huh.
Do you attend trade shows?
All of it.
So this is where doing your research before the interview really pays off.
Yes.
Have a few specific examples of current trends or designers you admire.
And be ready to talk about why.
Yeah. What is it about their aesthetic
Yeah, what resonates with you.
that resonates with you? So you're not just following trends.
Yeah.
You have a discerning eye
Mm-hmm.
and a genuine appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about inventory, motivating your team, handling tough customers, and staying on top of trends.
It's a lot
It's a lot.
for one job.
Let's move on to another key aspect of this job,
Okay.
ensuring the store meets those sales targets.
All right.
So remember that career guide we mentioned?
Yes.
RoleCatcher's Guide walks you through a typical career path.
Uh-huh.
You start as a sales assistant, move up to senior sales assistant, then assistant shop manager, and finally shop manager.
Okay. I see.
So it gives you a good idea
Yeah.
of how your responsibilities grow
Right.
over time. And if you think about it, that question about sales targets is something you'll face
At every stage.
at every stage
Yeah.
of your career.
Yeah.
So it's a good one to be prepared for.
Absolutely.
So how would you answer the question?
Okay.
How do you ensure that the store meets and exceeds sales targets?
That's a big one.
This is about showcasing your strategic thinking,
Okay.
your analytical skills, and your ability to motivate a team.
All right.
So think about a time when you exceeded sales expectations.
I like it.
What strategies did you use? Did you come up with a creative marketing campaign?
Did you identify a new customer demographic?
Did you analyze sales data to identify opportunities?
Yeah.
Did you collaborate with your team
Lots of ways to approach it.
to develop and implement those strategies?
Right.
It's about showing you're not just a salesperson.
Yeah, right.
You're a leader
Yeah.
who can think strategically and drive results.
And RoleCatcher's AI
Yes.
can help you tailor those answers
To resonate with that employer.
that you're interviewing with.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit and talk about teamwork.
Oh.
Every team has its moments.
Oh, yeah.
So how would you answer this question?
Right.
How do you handle conflicts or disagreements with staff or colleagues?
That's a really good one.
This is about demonstrating your interpersonal skills, your ability to communicate effectively, and your commitment to creating a positive
And productive.
productive work environment.
Absolutely.
So it's not enough to say, I'm a great communicator.
Right.
You need to back it up.
With an example.
Yeah, tell the story
Yeah.
about a time you successfully navigated a conflict with a colleague.
Okay.
What steps did you take? How did you ensure everyone felt heard, and what was the resolution?
I like it, and it's okay to be honest. Conflict can be challenging,
It can.
but focus on that positive approach.
That constructive and professional approach.
Yeah.
Okay, ready for a visual one?
Hit me.
How do you manage the visual merchandising of the store?
Ooh.
Fun. Now, this is where your creativity
Yeah.
and understanding of customer psychology come into play.
This is where you can really showcase your passion for the industry.
Right. Think about how you use color lighting,
Yeah.
spatial arrangement, to create an atmosphere that's both inviting and luxurious.
That's a good one.
Right. How do you highlight those key pieces and tell a visual story that's going to resonate with customers?
And do you measure the effectiveness of your visual merchandising?
Right.
Do you track those things?
Do you track customer engagement?
Do you analyze the sales data, social media?
Social media mentions.
There's so many ways to do it.
So many ways. I think we've covered a lot of ground so far.
We have.
And it's clear that RoleCatcher's insights can really help prepare for these tough questions.
It seems very helpful.
But before we move on to more questions,
Okay.
I want to circle back to their career guide for a moment.
Okay.
I was thinking about how helpful it is to see those example profiles of professionals at each stage of the career path. It gives you a real sense
Yeah.
of what it takes to succeed
It does.
in this industry.
And you can use RoleCatcher's AI
Yes.
to customize those insights.
Based on your goals
Yeah.
and the companies you're targeting.
Awesome.
It's like having a personalized roadmap to success.
I love that.
Okay, let's tackle a few more questions.
All right, I'm ready. So let's jump back into these interview questions.
Okay, here's one that can feel a little awkward.
Yeah.
What are your salary expectations for this role?
Oh, yeah. That's a tough one.
So it's important to be prepared for this one.
Definitely. You want to strike a balance between knowing your worth and being realistic
Right.
about the market rate for the position.
This is another area where RoleCatcher's career guide can be helpful.
Yeah, for sure.
They provide salary ranges for jewelry
Yeah.
and watches shop managers based on experience level
Okay.
and location.
Very important.
So do your research.
Yeah.
Think about your skills,
What you bring to the table.
what you bring to the table,
Yeah.
and be ready to talk about your salary expectations
Yeah.
clearly and confidently.
Very good advice. And remember, it's a negotiation.
Oh, yeah, it's a negotiation.
Be open to discussing a range
A range.
rather than just a fixed number.
Absolutely. Okay, here's a classic interview question.
Hit me.
What is your greatest weakness?
Ooh, this one can be tricky.
It can be, but there's a good way to approach it.
Okay.
The key is to choose a weakness that's relevant, but not a deal breaker.
Right.
And more importantly, talk about how you're working to improve.
Yeah.
So you could say, for example, I sometimes struggle with delegating tasks
Okay.
because I want to be involved in everything.
I feel that.
I'm learning to trust my team and empower them to take ownership.
Shows self-awareness
Yeah.
and a commitment to growth.
It turns a potential negative into a positive.
Very nice.
Okay, let's talk about the future.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a good one.
This is all about your aspirations and how they align with the company's goals.
So RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
Again, RoleCatcher can be helpful here.
How so?
It gives you a sense of potential career paths. Within the industry, maybe you're aiming for senior management.
All right.
Or maybe you want to specialize in a particular brand or type of jewelry.
That makes sense.
So think about how this specific shop manager role fits into your long-term plans.
Yeah, good advice.
The interviewer wants to see that you're ambitious.
Driven.
And
that you can grow.
And you see yourself growing with the company.
With the company, exactly.
And even if you don't have a concrete 5-year plan, talk about your aspirations and how this role could help you get there.
Yeah, great advice.
Here's one that tests your problem-solving skills.
All right.
Tell me about a time you had to make a difficult decision.
Ooh, tough one.
So this is your chance to show off your analytical thinking and your leadership skills.
Right.
So think about a situation where you had to weigh different options, gather information.
Make a call that had a real impact.
Make a call that had a real impact.
Okay.
It could be a tricky customer situation.
A staffing issue.
A staffing issue, or even a strategic business decision.
Lots of different examples you could use.
Lots of different examples. What's important is to walk the interviewer through your process.
Okay.
How did you approach the problem?
What factors did you consider?
How did you involve others in the decision?
How did it turn out?
What were the results of your decision, and what did you learn from the experience?
That's really important.
Yeah, here's one that seems simple, but it can be tough.
Okay, what's that?
Tell me about yourself.
Ooh.
It's an invitation to share your story.
Okay.
And show off your personality.
I like it.
So think about what makes you unique.
Yeah.
And how your skills and experiences align with this job.
So are you passionate about jewelry?
Are you passionate? Do you have a background in luxury retail?
Are you a natural leader?
Are you a natural leader and weave in some personality?
Yeah, for sure.
Share an anecdote or a personal interest that reveals something about who you are beyond your resume.
Beyond the resume.
All right, let's wrap up this section with a question that's all about you.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
I love this one.
This is your chance to show that you're engaged and curious.
For sure.
This is not the time to ask about salary or benefits.
No.
Focus on questions that show you're interested in the company's culture.
Okay.
Its goals or the challenges and opportunities of this specific role.
All right, so you could ask.
You could ask, what are the company's top priorities for the next year?
What are the opportunities for professional development?
Yeah, or what's it like to work here?
Yeah, I like that.
You can even ask about the interviewer's own experience.
People love talking about themselves.
They do.
It shows you're interested.
It shows you're interested.
In their perspective.
Remember, the interview is a two-way street.
It is.
It's about you evaluating them, too.
That's right.
And speaking of evaluation, let's circle back to RoleCatcher's AI. Their AI can analyze your practice answers.
That's right.
And give you feedback on what you're saying.
How you're saying
it, and even your body language.
Wow.
It's like having a virtual mirror.
I like it.
That shows you how you come across.
That's so cool.
In an interview, you can pinpoint areas to improve and really polish your presentation skills.
That's fantastic.
It's your secret weapon for taking your interview game to the next level.
I love that.
We've covered a lot of ground today. And I'm sure you're feeling more prepared for your jewelry and watches shop manager interview.
I know I am.
But remember, preparation is key.
Absolutely.
Use RoleCatcher's tools. Practice your answers. And you'll walk into that interview with confidence.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to touch on something we haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
The technical side of things.
You're right. We've talked a lot about the skills, but you need some knowledge about jewelry and watches, too.
So what kind of technical questions could you get?
Well, they might ask about different watch movements, like mechanical or quartz, or different jewelry settings, like prong bezel or channel settings. Okay. They could also ask about different metal types and their properties.
So I guess you got to brush up on some of the technical stuff.
Definitely. And there are lots of resources out there, even in RoleCatcher's Career Guide.
I bet that knowledge would really impress the interviewer.
Oh, yeah. It shows you're serious about the industry.
So we've covered a lot of ground, from general interview tips to specific questions about the industry.
We have.
But I want to emphasize practicing your answers.
Yeah, definitely. That's where RoleCatcher's AI can help.
You can record yourself answering questions.
And their AI will analyze it.
Yeah, and give you feedback on content delivery, even body language.
It's like having a coach right there.
It is. And you can identify areas to improve.
And remember, every interview is a learning experience.
That's true.
Even if you don't get the job, you gain valuable insights.
So you're armed up with the knowledge, the tools, and a deeper understanding of what it takes to be a jewelry and watches SOP manager.
It's time to shine.
It is. Make it your own and really shine in that interview.
Preparation is key. Do your research and practice.
And most importantly,
Show your passion
showcase your passion.
for this industry.
And RoleCatcher is there to support you.
Every step of the way, good luck. And we'll see you on the next deep dive.
Until then, keep learning and keep shining away.